Hello and welcome to a very special live stream edition of the Established to Run show. My name is Adam Levitan. I'm one of the co-founders here at ETR. As always, I am joined by Evan Silva. And tonight, Evan, we are doing a $350 buy-in FFPC season-long draft. This is not an expert league. This is not a best ball league. This is a normal season-long league, which we will play out. We will manage the team. We will try to win the $500K first place prize. Evan, new beautiful home. What's going on?
Yep, new hat as well. I'm sad that you didn't mention that, but yeah, no, we got this is gonna be a long draft. I mean, this might take 2 hours, I think, and I think we're gonna crush it. I mean, but the thing is that I don't really love the draft spot from which we are picking. We're at 1.04. I think that this is not one of my favorite draft spots. We talked on a recent ETR podcast about the best spot to pick. I think that at this point, I like the ends. I like either getting Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley or Zeke Elliott up top, or hitting the back end, and you can get some really, really good value at the back end. And I don't love our draft spot, but hey, we're going to make the best of it, and I think we're going to do really, really well.
All right, draft starts here in 37 seconds. We do have 1.4, as Evan said. I do expect Christian McCaffrey, Saquon, and Ezekiel Elliott to be the first 3 picks in this draft, but you never know. We will always see. I will say this about
the obvious question, Adam, is if those 3 guys go, then who are we taking?
Yeah, so from a positional scarcity perspective, I think Alvin Kamara is the no-brainer. I think
I don't think it's a no-brainer. I mean, I think that George Kittle is actually really in play here. Actually, I was in a FFPC draft recently. It went 1.03. But I just want to throw that out there. I think at the end of the day, if those 3 go like we expect, then I do think that we're going to land on Kamara.
Yeah, so we actually have, and we're going to be drafting off of our FFPC top 300 rankings, which are up on the site. They are adjusted for the tight end premium format, and that's why Evan's talking about George Kittle so high, because of the tight end premium format. Right. They're also adjusted for the fact you only have to start 2 wide receivers. They're adjusted for the fact that you have 2 flex spots. You can start up to 4 running backs. That makes these FFPC leagues skew extremely running back heavy. But I regardless of the format, the running back drop off is so precipitous that I don't like passing on Alvin Kamara, on Saquon, on Zeke, on these guys that McCaffrey that have such high expectations. So so we're on the clock here, and it did go.
Of course it did. Of course it did.
Zeke went second, CMC first, and Saquon third. I think we should take Alvin Kamara. I could also make cases for Michael Thomas and Devontae Adams, despite the depth of wide receiver, but I think given the position scarcity, Alvin Kamara is the pick here. I'm going to pull the trigger as long as you give the okay.
Yep, take him.
Generally speaking, about this FFPC format, we are going to be looking for correlation. Michael Leone wrote an article for us about how stacking is plus EV in season long. That went for all season long formats, especially in this FFPC format where you have to win your league or get second in your league. You have to get to the playoffs. You have to win your playoffs. Then you go to the championship round. In order to win the $500K first place prize, you have to beat all of the best teams in the final. I believe it's 2 to 3 weeks. So you need a highly correlated team, or you should be looking to make a highly correlated team in the event that, if you do a, Giants stack, then Daniel Jones has a huge game, and Evan Ingram has a huge game, and Saquon has a huge game, and it all comes together due to pace, due to plays, et cetera, et cetera. So I would encourage people to go and read that article about stacking in season long. It applies not just to formats like this, but to all of them. So we're going to be looking for opportunities to stack. I don't love a Saints stack. I think Evan does not either. So we don't have to stack with Kamara.
No, they're not a good team to stack. Because we didn't even get Michael Thomas. We didn't even get the best receiver on the team. We did get the best RB on the team. We see Miles Sanders go here at 105. I mean, we talked about on a recent podcast how his ADP has just been skyrocketing to the point where if you're using the ETR rankings, you're not going to get Miles Sanders anymore. And he goes 105 here. We came out with Alvin Kamara. I mean, I like that as an individual pick, but yeah, stacking the Saints is going to be really difficult.
Um, okay, first 7 picks here: CMC, Zeke, Saquon, Kamara, Miles Sanders, as Evan alluded to, going extremely high. Michael Thomas, Travis Kelce, George Kittle. Yeah, I actually think I prefer Joe Mixon and the big dog to Miles Sanders, and probably Dalvin Cook too, who just went. But I can certainly see the case for Miles Sanders. I think when they sign someone, I don't think it's going to be a big effect on Miles Sanders, but at least be perceived to be, and that's when I would take him at him when his ADP drops, right? Like let's say they sign Devontae Freeman or something like that. Then you'll be able to get Miles Sanders at 1.12 or 2.2 or something like that because people are going to downgrade him. So I think that's where I would be waiting to get Miles Sanders maybe later after they sign someone, if they do sign someone. Travis Kelce 7th, George Kittle 8th, Dalvin Cook 9th, Joe Mixon 10th. Very running back heavy as expected here.
And with the 2 stud tight ends, they go very quickly.
Yeah, one thing that's unique about FFPC is obviously tight end premium is unique, but also the fact you only have to start 2 wide receivers, and that just pushes running backs up the draft board so much. You can see FFPC ADP on our site. We have continuously updating ADP for all kinds of different formats, but it's especially stark the running backs how high they go in FFPC. I don't know if that's Paul or Evan, but can one of you turn off your phone?
That's me. My phone just updated, and I can't figure out how to get the damn pinging to stop. It started like 2 hours ago, and I'm like,
all right, Devontae Adams went at 11 here.
Turn off my phone.
Kenyon Drake at 12. The big dog has not gone, Evan. What do you think about
big dog is not gone?
What do you think about in this format, Dalvin, Mixon, and Kenyon Drake ahead of the big dog? It is full PPR.
I'm fine with Dalvin ahead of him. I think Sanders. I think Derrick Henry is going to be an every down back this year. We talked about this, I think, on the Barnwell podcast, that he has a real chance of being a true every down back, catch 35, 40 passes. And in that event, where he's not catching 20 like he has, that's going to add a lot of value. And he's a guy who has averaged a lot of yards per reception in his career as well. Again, people do not like to tackle him in space. And I love him. I think he might, he's positioned to have his best season ever. And people think that, it's going to be hard to come back down from last year. And I understand that. There he goes at 2.01. That's an excellent start there for Jordy at the turn, Kenyon Drake and Derrick Henry at 112 and 2.01.
Yeah. So as Evan mentioned, if you draft at the ends, and specifically if you draft at the end of the first round, you can get a lot of RB starts, and the chalk construction this year is going to be these RB starts. And then you guys are going to see the sick wide receivers that are available in the mid rounds. Like Evan and I are going to be targeting Adam Thielen and Juju Smith-Schuster and Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf and Terry McLaurin and all these guys that go in like the 4th, 5th round, Calvin Ridley. There's so many wide receivers in the middle rounds that we think have a really good chance to end up among the top 5, top 6, top 7 fantasy wide receivers this year. So when you start RB, you set yourself up to capitalize on that middle round value at wide receiver. And then we can come back at running back. And, Pat Kerrane did a great job talking about historical hit rates. Rounds 4 through 6 is really not where you typically want to be drafting running backs. You typically want to either take them early, those are the best hit rates, or wait until round 7 through 10. And then after round 10, it starts to get really messy at running back. So a lot of the guys Pat Kerrane identified in round 7 through 10, you can come back on after you start RB and then fill out wide receiver and tight end, then come back on some of those guys. I think that is the chalk construction and probably my preferred construction for this year. I don't know that we're going to be able to start RB here unless we reach a little bit at running back, but we'll see. But that's kind of, I think, the big difference between drafting where we are at 1.04 and drafting at 1.12.
And we just saw a big running back run there. Kenyon Drake at 112, 201 Derrick Henry, 202 Aaron Jones, 203 Josh Jacobs. All those guys are at risk of, at least either some regression or, not catching a lot of passes. But the running back thirst, as we've discussed, from the beginning, and we had to actually adjust our own rankings to account for the running back thirst. Not that, we're trying to chase the ADP, but more that we need to be more in line with the market. and we're seeing that effect come into play here.
Yeah, I want to quickly talk about how we came to our top 300 ranks for this FFPC format. Baked in are Evan's top 150 rankings. Baked in is a little bit of ADP from FFPC because you don't want to be too far away from the market. And then also it's obviously adjusted for 10M premium. It's adjusted for only having to start 2 wide receivers. It's adjusted for double flex. So for all our rankings, we have so many rankings. This last year we only had Evan's top 150. This year we have rankings for super flex, for Dynasty, for auction, for half PPR, full PPR, non-PPR, FFPC, NFFC, any rankings you want. We have them adjusted here. Juju Smith-Schuster at 2.05, Evan. That is extremely early for Juju Smith-Schuster. I like Juju Smith-Schuster. I think you can probably wait and get him, but Green Bay started Kittle, Juju Smith-Schuster. Feels a little early to me.
Hoping that Julio goes to us. We got 2 more. Nope, there he goes. Of course he does.
Yeah, so it's going to be Our next in our rankings are Hopkins, Godwin.
This 104 start, man. Hate this.
Hopkins, Godwin, Edwards-Helaire, Eckler, Cooper, Connor are our next guys that are up. I'm low on Chris Godwin this year for reasons concerning the game scripts and wild shootouts that went down last year. Oh, we're on the clock, actually. We have 51 seconds. Chris Godwin went. So it's Hopkins, Edwards-Helaire, Eckler, Amari Cooper, James Conner. I don't think we have a chance to get a running back in the next round if we don't take one of Edwards-Helaire, Eckler, or James Conner.
I'm thinking Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that. I want exposure to KC.
And this positions us to potentially have a Chiefs stack as well.
I like it. I think we both think that Damian Williams is probably going to play more than most people think. That doesn't mean that Clyde Edwards-Helaire can't pay off, especially if you look at historical usage rates of first-round running backs. So I'm fine with Edwards-Helaire here, specifically from a positional scarcity perspective.
Took him.
And so now that we started RB, as you guys can see here, we're set up to do a lot of that stuff that we already talked about. We have flexibility. If we want to create a Chief stack with Patrick Mahomes, we can. If we want to pound the wide receiver position, we can. And we're going to see a ton of wide receiver value coming up. And I do like James Conner too, for the record.
Yeah, so do I. DeAndre Hopkins just was not willing to take him that early, but Hy-Vee's crunchers there at 211 took DeAndre Hopkins. Again, changing teams in a year with no practice time between him and Kyler Murray I think it's terrifying. But he continues to go. I would say his ADP has moved down a little bit, but he continues to go as a lock, surefire second-round pick.
Yeah. Evan now has Allen Robinson ahead of DeAndre Hopkins in his rankings, which I think a lot of people think is a hot take, but I think it's certainly possible. I mean, especially if Big Dick Nick can get his game going.
Yep. So
yeah, we have Adam Thielen.
We're at the 2-3 turn right now. Lamar Jackson goes at 212.
Yeah, so I think that means if we want to create a Chiefs stack, we're going to have to take Mahomes here. It's not. I would never take a QB high this high normally. However, if you're looking to create stacks, and we would have to come back with Sammy Watkins or Mecole Hardman, we'd have to be sure we got those guys if we went with Mahomes here.
And I would be fine with taking Patrick Mahomes in the 3rd round. I would prefer Amari Cooper, though. He's the highest rated guy in the FFPC applet. So he probably won't make it back to us, but if he does, I think that's the guy that we should take. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like Amari. Obviously, some of the games he had last year really scared me. Like when he got benched on the stretch, and I know he was hurt a little bit.
He got benched.
I know, but he was banged up. But it was that he had some real air balls last year.
I mean, he also had some week winning weeks.
Oh yeah, that's Amari's story.
He's the number 1 receiver in a top 5 passing offense.
Yeah,
that I think could be even more efficient with minus Jason Garrett.
Yeah. Led the NFL in yards per play last year, added CeeDee Lamb, obviously Michael Gallup. There goes Leonard Fournette.
Thank you for taking Leonard Fournette. High V's.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of creating a Chiefs stack here. What do you think?
I would prefer Amari Cooper.
Okay.
I mean, just whenever I have these drafts and I decide to go late on quarterback, and I mean, I almost always like my teams coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think creating a stack perspective, though, the argument would be from Mahomes, but I agree with you that there's so many late round quarterbacks. I like Wentz, I like Stafford, I like Danny Dimes, I like Roethlisberger, I like Burrow, I like Bridgewater.
I like Garoppolo.
Evan likes, yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's certainly an argument to be made for that. I'm pretty sure we're going to get Amari Cooper here. People do not like Amari Cooper that much.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I mean, and there's no chance we could get him on the comeback. So, I mean, I think we take Amari Cooper here.
Okay.
We start RB wide receiver.
There goes Todd Gurley. Yeah, like Fournette and Gurley are just like glad not to be on those guys. Like I'm glad to be away from being forced into those decisions. And I actually probably would have taken James Conner over both Fournette and Gurley for me.
I think we take Amari Cooper here and we lock in like a ton of receptions with Alvin Kamara, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Amari Cooper as our first 3 picks.
Yeah, and we could find our way into a Dak stack maybe.
Yes.
All right, Amari Cooper is in.
Yeah, last year, my best FFPC main event team, this is not main event, but this is Football Guys, and it's a very similar format. My best FFPC main event team had the Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper stack.
I'm going to crack open a beer here.
Nice. Wow, Adam drinking some beers.
This is going to be a long night. Freaking 20-round season long.
What is the most surprising pick so far? It might have been Juju at 205, even though that aligns with our rankings, but just based on normal drafting tendencies, probably Juju Smith-Schuster at 205 has been the most surprising pick so far.
Yeah, and by the way, if you go to the site and you go to our FFPC rankings, we have a column for FFPC to ADP, and that's continuously updating, which I actually think is like super valuable. We have ADP coming in from all different sources that you guys can look at, depending on where you're drafting, and so yeah, you can see who's kind of off the radar, who's going off the reservation.
Mahomes went at 306. Lamar Jackson went at the 212 turn. So we see here that people are not afraid to take quarterbacks a little bit early.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one thing we did last year in these was, I don't want to say we, went too far with the tight end premium stuff, but I think we let it kind of cloud a lot of our decisions. I think this year, and I say this every year, and we hit on Darren Waller last year, and that was awesome. This year, I kind of like some late round tight ends again. I like Gesicki. I like Fant. I like Hawkinson. I like Herndon. I like Ian Thomas. I like Jarwin. So like, it's tight end premium. And, if you listen to the FFPC companion pod, we talked a lot about how much value there is in those top tight ends. They're also extremely, extremely expensive. So I don't know. It's definitely a game theory idea, but generally speaking, I do like some of the late round tight ends this year, probably more than I have in the past. Some of those guys, especially Gesicki. I hope we can get him.
Yep, and we see James Conner here go sort of toward the late portion of the middle of the third round, and I feel like we have had some influence on pushing him back up after he was a 4th and 5th round pick not too long ago. Mark Andrews goes at 309. Again, that is a signature of the tight end premium format. DJ Moore goes at 310. He's just a rock solid pick.
Yeah. By the way, we are going to cut off the free portion of this live stream after the 3rd round here. And for the rest of the draft, purchase the draft kit. It is, well, it depends when you watch this. It's either $30 or $35, and it comes with a $25 FFPC coupon. So pretty outrageous deal. I'm still furious. Evan insisted to keep it cheap. If it was up to me, it would be at least like $300. So yeah, get in there for that. Very, very cheap if you want to watch the rest of this draft. and see how it plays out for us.
Hopefully, well, I feel like we're off to a good start. Alvin Kamara, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Amari Cooper. Coming up in the 4th round, there's going to be a bunch of great picks available to us, I think.
What do you think about this team, Sandman, who started RB, RB, RB? And we've heard a lot of talk in the industry about like RB or robust instead of 0 RB, people starting like their first 4 rounds with all RBs. What do you think about that strategy this year?
I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't think that you're drafting for value. You're drafting for a specific strategy, and that's fine. And I just think that going into any draft, you should be open to almost any strategy, whether it be 0 RB, whether it be modified RB, 0 RB, whether it be robust RB, whether it be just, straight drafting for what you believe, you determine you believe is value. I think you should stay open, especially after the first few rounds. You sort of let what happens in the first few rounds dictate what is going to happen for the rest of your draft.
Where do you let's check ADP on Dak, because I do think that's a stack.
David Johnson at 402. Wow, that's
the running back thirst in these FFPC things.
Right. That's very symptomatic of the RB thirst.
Dak's ADP in FFPC is 60.7.
See, this is helping to justify our start here. Le'Veon Bell goes at 403 after David Johnson at 402.
Yeah. This is where I would not want to be taking running backs.
Exactly.
And Kareem proved it with historical data, and this year it's blatantly obvious. The first 3 rounds is where historical hit rate is highest, and then 4 through 10, it's like the same historical hit rate. And Kareem identified some guys that we're going to talk about. We're behind the paywall now, so we can talk about some of them, like Zach Moss, like Boston Scott, like Tariq Cohen. And we're going to get and talk to some of those guys. Like, I would not want to be forcing for us running back here much at all. Let's go ahead and look at our board. So we have Thielen, Kupp, Lockett, Woods, Chris Carson, Hilton, McLaurin, Waller next up on our board, top 300.
I was hoping we could get Thielen there in the 4th round, but he just went. We're looking at
Thielen's ADP is on the
Lockett,
rise.
Robert Woods in the FFPC applet, McLaurin.
Yeah, I like McLaurin. I like DK Metcalf, and I like Lockett as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about McLaurin and Haskins this year? I've seen a lot of debate about whether Dwayne Haskins can take a step forward. Did you see anything from Dwayne Haskins last year to suggest that he can make a big leap?
Yeah, I mean, his last 4 games were rock solid. His last 4 starts, at least, and the shower narrative, I think, looms large here with McLaurin. He's not a guy that I generally take in the 4th round, though.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at Kupp, Lockett, Woods. There goes. Yeah. So we've got 2 picks or 1 pick until us. We're looking at Lockett, Woods, Hilton, McLaurin.
All right, we're on the board here. Robert Woods went. I like Tyler Lockett, and I actually think DK Metcalf has a pretty good chance to outscore Tyler Lockett. I know
I do too, but that's a projection, and I would prefer Lockett here. Lockett's our pick here. I don't think it's not a no-brainer by any means, but I think he is the best pick available to us.
Yeah. For the record, ADP in FFPC right now, DK Metcalf is 57, Lockett is 60. And we talked about that on the podcast, how DK Metcalf is now in ADP ahead of Tyler Lockett. I think Tyler Lockett agreed is the safer pick, but man, DK Metcalf is a beast. But I'm gonna go ahead and take Lockett for us here.
Okay.
And we can get her on a Russ stack too. I would not be opposed to that.
I'm gonna turn on a light.
You look good. No, you're good. I think you look good.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be back in a second either way.
Cool. Yeah, so we are in the 4th round here. The way we start is going to be the chalk construction. I think that taking Mahomes here instead of Amari Cooper would have been really interesting and tried to get a Mahomes stack. Then again, if Mahomes hits, a lot of people are probably trying to get Mahomes stacks. I don't think it would be contrarian. at all. Whereas a Dak stack, and you can get Gallup, and you can get CeeDee Lamb, and you can get Jarwin late. I think it's interesting. Russ stacks with Lockett and Metcalf make sense if you can get it. However, I think they are one of the candidates, at least, to sign Antonio Brown. Today is July 7th. Antonio Brown will be suspended, I think, almost certainly to start the year. But, and obviously in this format, you see tight ends go way higher than you would in a home league or in anything else or in any standard league. This is tight end premium. This is double flex. So tight ends are going to go way higher. And I think rightfully so in a lot of cases. But again, I like those late round tight ends like Gesicki, Fant, Hawkinson, Herndon, Jarwin, Ian Thomas. I think all have really good chances this year. And if you take a few of them, hopefully you get on one that turns out to be this year's Darren Waller. I was looking back through my favorite flyers from last year, and I didn't have a lot of good hits, but I had Darren Waller on there, which kind of paid off everything. He was such an animal for sure. But yeah, you see him go really high here just because of the format.
By the way, have the established the run Rolex watch on tonight for good luck.
Hashtag how rich. Okay, we're going to be coming back on the clock here pretty soon. Do we want to try to create a Dak stack? Do you think Dak makes it back to us?
Early, man. This is early.
Yeah.
And we still have Carson. We have T.Y. Hilton available.
Mm-hmm.
We have, I wouldn't mind getting Carson or T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, so if we go Carson, we could prioritize Russ.
Carson is coming off an injury. He's a little bit scary. These guys that are coming off like off-season surgeries with, did they participate in OTAs? There were no OTAs. Did they participate in June minicamp? There was no June minicamp, So I would lean toward Hilton if he's available to us at our next pick.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I think we should look at Carson or Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. And if we were to go running back here, I would be super comfortable only coming out of the draft with maybe 4 or 5. We spent so much draft capital at the running back position. I think it's okay if we take another running back here to come out of the draft with only 4 or 5 running backs. Obviously, this is a managed league. This is not best ball, so we can be grinding the waiver wire hard and hopefully harder than our opponents. There goes Julian Edelman.
Jeez, that's awfully early for Julian Edelman. Wow.
Yeah, that is not something I would do.
I think our pick here is Hilton.
I believe T.Y. Hilton just went. Yeah, he did. So we're on the clock here. T.Y. Hilton comes off the board right before us. Carson, Cortland Sutton, Jonathan Taylor, Evan Ingram, Kareem Hunt are our next 5 on the board.
Carson.
Yeah, so this is going to set us up. If we take Carson, and I understand that Carson doesn't catch a ton of passes, it's just for the hopes that we make it to the playoffs, we make it to the championship round, and in that game, Seattle just goes absolutely berserk and they score 6 touchdowns.
And now we're looking at maybe taking Russ around early.
All right, Chris Carson is ours. Yeah, I really don't like taking running backs in this range, but
me either. But we got robbed of all the potential receivers. McLaurin, Chark, Hilton. Those are all the guys that I would have looked at as our wide receiver 3 there in that 5th round, and they all just went right before us.
I think you've gotten lower than market on Cortland Sutton.
Oh yeah.
Cortland Sutton obviously has.
I think he's kind of a fish pick, honestly, this year.
Okay, tell the people why.
It's a lot to say. It's a lot to say. I'm not buying on the Broncos offense this year. I think that the year to buy on the Broncos offense is going to end up being next year. They changed their OC. They changed their quarterback's coach. Their quarterback has started 5 games in the NFL. They changed out their number 2 and their number 3 receiver. They're changing out a good portion of their offensive line. And, there's no one's practicing. So that's why I'm lower than I think consensus on the Broncos offense.
Yeah, and I mean, I like Jerry Jeudy. I like Noah Fant. I think KJ Hamler, if he would have actually participated in the combine, would have had way more buzz. He would have ran like 4.2 something, but he didn't because of like a hamstring tweak. So yeah, there's certainly more competition this year for Cortland Sutton.
No, they're going to have explosive moments. It's just the consistency is going to be an issue, and I think the accuracy of Drew Lock and the run-heavy nature of the team under Vic Fangio is not going to lend for a great, transition for Cortland Sutton. He's learning a new offense. I mean, there really was. I didn't think there was any real reason for them to change out their OC and their quarterbacks coach, Rich Scangarello. I thought did a pretty good job last year, and I don't know. I'm a little skeptical.
Dak is still on the board. Kyler Murray is still on the board. Russell Wilson is still on the board. Obviously, we're hoping Russ gets back to us, but Dak just went. Dak goes to a non-stack here. Okay. It looks like, I believe he went to this team number 9 here. I believe.
That's early. We saw Cam Akers go ahead of Jonathan Taylor. Big run on rookie running backs here. Cam Akers, Jonathan Taylor, and DeAndre Swift, all 507 through 509.
I'm sorry, Dak did not go. DeAndre Swift. That is very high for DeAndre Swift. Yeah.
So Dak is still available to us with our Amari Cooper pick.
Yeah.
As is Russ, obviously.
And I mean, Gallup and CeeDee Lamb are both, I think, undervalued in ADP. Yep. So, I mean, those guys are definitely, if we can get Dak, I think we can certainly get Gallup and CeeDee Lamb and Jarwin for sure. And Pollard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, and then if something happens to Ezekiel Elliott, in that scenario, we would have the wide receiver 1 for Dallas, and we would, have the RB 1 for Dallas, and we both, and I'm certain that we both believe in the Cowboys offense this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, God, led the league in yards per play last year. Add CeeDee Lamb, remove Jason Garrett. It's just like a full 4.3 inches hard on Dallas's offense. It's hard not to be excited. Oh, your boy, Tyler Higbee, 5.11 for Tyler Higbee.
The thirst for the last 5 games as opposed to the first 58 games of Tyler Higbee's career has been very, very strong.
Yeah, I like Tyler Higbee more than you, but I would never take him 5.11.
No, you don't like Tyler Higbee more than you don't. Hunter Henry goes at 602, so we're starting to see some people take some pretty aggressive shots on, kind of shaky tight ends. We saw Evan Ingram go at 506 coming off the Liz Frank. We saw Tyler Higbee go at 511 coming off, 5 great games in the previous 58 doing nothing. We saw at 602 Hunter Henry transitioning quarterbacks in a pretty, widespread pass catcher core go here at 602.
I do want to say in this range of drafts, like round 6, 7, 8, I've done a bunch of drafts, best ball, and I'm always trying to get Will Fuller in this range. Like people are so afraid Will Fuller's going to get hurt.
He's the name that stands out to me right now.
There goes Dak. Yep.
Taking Will Fuller this early is very, very aggressive just from an ADP standpoint. So I would prefer to get him, when it comes back to us in the 7th.
Yeah.
But he's definitely on our radar right now.
Yeah, I mean, everybody says, "Oh, Will Fuller always gets hurt." Like,
I know.
I agree. But in the times that he doesn't, I mean, he just torches this ADP. I mean, it's ridiculous. So
and he torches it with DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
And now DeAndre Hopkins is gone.
Right.
So we're up in 3 picks.
Yeah, and Dak Prescott went. Do we have to consider Russ here yet or no? Because I think we do want to complete this stack, but I think it's too early.
So. I think it's too early for – I mean, I love stacking, but, I have to admit that, like, stacking sometimes really throws you off of your game. And also, it's harder to complete a stack than it is like in reality than it is to just talk about making a stack.
Sure.
And we're looking at, I mean, J.K. Dobbins could be a league winner. We're looking at Will Fuller. We're looking at Gallup, who, hey, if our wide receiver, who I think is going to be just fine, as a receiver on his own, even if Amari Cooper stays healthy. And then if Amari Cooper goes down, then Michael Gallup becomes a league winner. So this is going to be a tough pick. We're up in 2 spots.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to miss on Will Fuller, so I'd be willing to reach on Will Fuller here. His ADP, though, is 90. Like, we'd be way out of line.
Right.
On Will Fuller.
We draft early in the 7th, and I think that we're going to be able to get him early in the 7th. We drafted 704. Our pick coming up right now is 609. I think we take somebody else other than Will Fuller right now. But I think if Will Fuller makes it 704, we take him. There goes Stephon Diggs. We're up.
All right. Next 5 guys in our queue, in our rankings are Jarvis Landry, Devin Singletary, Michael Gallup, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Green, then Tyler Boyd, then Will Fuller.
Yeah, I think our decision is between Gallup and Dobbins. I mean, if Dobbins is somehow able to overtake Mark Ingram, who, by the way, a couple of years ago with the Saints just looked like a guy who's a product. I mean, he's been a product of the situation around him for a while now.
Oh, we're on the clock.
Yep, I know.
The thing about taking Dobbins is we'll have 4 running backs in our first 6 picks. I don't think we should really spend almost any more picks on running back if we do this.
I'm not afraid of that, but that's okay. I think we take Michael Gallup. Let's take Michael Gallup.
God, I wish we had Dak.
6th in the NFL in receiving yards per game this past year. Awesome player. If Amari Cooper gets hurt, he gives us some protection, and we can play him in the same lineup because we really believe in this Dallas passing attack.
Man, I wish we had Dak. If Will Fuller doesn't get back to us, I'm actually gonna have to come there and actually kill you.
Can you tell us to take David Johnson over Ezekiel Elliott last year?
The holdout got me last year. You guys can go back and watch the tape last year where we were on the clock. I think it was like 1.04, 1.05, and like Zeke was in the middle of his holdout. And I was like, God, if there's just a 5% chance that Zeke misses like 3 or 4 games, it's not worth it. And that turned out to be just egregious.
It's okay. Who's Dak's backup? We'll take his backup with our last pick.
Just hope Dak gets hurt sometime.
You know who it is, right? Andy motherfucking Dalton.
Is it? Oh, I was going to say Cooper Rush. Andy Dalton.
No, it used to be. But it goes Singletary. Yeah, see, I mean, I can see you taking Singletary as part of a team build, but he didn't fit with us, and I think we actually have him higher in the 150 than Gallup, I think, but he's not an upside play. He's a complete floor play, and we are already loaded at running back, so we didn't need to do something like that.
My ideal next 2 picks would be Will Fuller and then Russell Wilson.
If we get Will Fuller at 704, I'm going to pop a bottle of champagne.
There it is. We already won the league if we get Will Fuller at 704.
Right. I know. Who's going to be the 2021 champion?
Yeah, I mean, this stuff like Hayden Hurst and Hunter Henry and Tyler Higbee, I think this is people overcompensating for the tight end premium format.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's one thing to factor it in. It's another to overcompensate.
Come on, Will Fuller. Let's go.
God. That time when Will Fuller, I think, I forget what game it was, but played him in cash and DFS, and he had like, I don't know, 3 touchdowns and like maybe 4 touchdowns. It was just pure sex. I mean,
how many Kias did you buy?
There goes Keyshawn Vaughn. All right,
come on, baby. Two
picks
more
away. Yep.
Austin Hooper goes. Wow. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. One more pick. No Will Fuller.
Moment of truth. These people don't want Will Fuller. He's way too injury prone.
Yeah, he's going to get hurt, Sandman. Although Sandman follows us, he might be on Will Fuller. He tweeted at us earlier.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
And he needs a wide receiver.
Sandman, please. Can we like find a way to PayPal him, a few $100 right now?
Sandman, don't do it, bro. Sandman tweeted at us earlier. He looks like an older gentleman,
He's
though.
gonna
Maybe
take Will Fuller.
he only has T.Y. Hilton's his only wide receiver so far.
He took Marquise Brown. All right, we can do it.
Hey,
Nice. Thank you, man. Your Christmas card is
we run up and give the card to the commish.
So through 7, this is going actually quicker than I thought. Alvin Kamara, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chris Carson at RB, Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Michael Gallup, Will Fuller at wideout, and we are leaving the onesie positions, quarterback and tight end, for the later rounds, which I'm completely fine with.
Deshaun Watson is available for a Will Fuller stack.
Ooh.
Russell Wilson is available for the Lockett and Carson stack.
Well, if either of those guys make it back to us, and it's a long way to go to come back to us, if either of the, we'll take whichever guy makes it back to us.
Yeah, agreed. Nobody has a stack yet.
And this is still pretty relatively early for a quarterback, but it just makes so much sense with our specific team build.
And by the way, guys, if this wasn't 500K to first, 30K to second, I wouldn't be like harping on stacking so much. I really wouldn't be. If this was a normal league, I still think stacking is plus EV, but I wouldn't be going out of my way to do it. Man, this tight end, I mean, look at this tight end run. It's crazy.
Look, I'm fine with Eric Ebron and Blake Jarwin, or, Irv Smith and Ian Thomas.
We don't even need to go that low. We can still get Gesicki and Hawkinson and Herndon and Ian Thomas. Yeah.
God, you're getting good at season long, Adam.
Dude, you're talking to a 19th place finisher in last year's Scott Fishbowl, bro. Put some respect on the name.
Who do you have in Fishbowl so far? Are you playing this year?
Yeah, I did it the same way I did it last year. I don't look at the I don't look at the rules. I just when I'm on the clock, I get on there and fire it in and hope for the best.
People are so serious about the Scott Fishbowl.
I know.
It's a big tournament. It's really cool. Ray Summerlin won it in 17.
Yeah. No, it's super cool. I'm not trying to make fun of Scott Fishbowl. It's for charity and it's super cool. It's a free leagues. Free season long is just I just can't get into it too much. But it's amazing that the team I got like Eckler in the 10th and like Godwin in the 4th. I had McCaffrey, obviously. If you go to Established Run Twitter, we tweeted out my draft from last year. It's pretty funny. I took like Byron Pringle in the 22nd round and Kalen Ballage in the 11th. I had some egregious picks, but it doesn't matter when you hit on a few guys. Like Eckler in the 10th was just pure sex.
Yep.
Oh, there goes Gesicki. These freaking tight ends, man. God, I love Gesicki.
That's all right. Oh, really? You're such a Penn State homer. That's the issue.
What do you think's going on with
I think Gesicki is a little overrated. I mean, look at all the guys' stats all just spiked all of a sudden when Preston Williams went down last year. And Preston Williams, I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Preston Williams coming off the ACL tear, we'll see how healthy he is, but I agree.
I know. They had like a sort of prolific run, from a scoring standpoint, or just from a, hair on fire, playing with urgency standpoint last year with Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I don't think, what's the over under on starts from Ryan Fitzpatrick this year?
Well, that's the problem, because Tua and Gesicki is not going to be a great combo, I don't think. Deshaun Watson went. So now we're hoping for Russ.
Okay. Russ. All right. We're up in 801 is drafting. Now we're at 809. Could we possibly get Russell Wilson at 809? This is what makes or breaks a draft. You remember last year when Ronald Jones, goes at 801. You remember last year, what was it between we really wanted Tyler Lockett at a specific pick, and he went one spot ahead of us to freaking Nelson Sousa, who, he's our friend. We podcasted with him last year, but that was super tilting. We thought we had a real good chance at him. He went one pick right ahead of us.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was a funny clip. Shout out to producer Paul.
highest rated guy in the appellate right now is AJ Green, 67th overall. And then the next closest guy is Christian Kirk at 76. There goes Brandon Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we got a shot here at Russ.
Oh, yeah.
Shot. On the clock is 8:03. We're at 8:09.
And 3 of them already have quarterbacks.
You know what we do here, bro? If we take Russell Wilson here, do we take Antonio Brown?
We've heard the rumors. He's allegedly working out with Russ. The thing is, can we sit with Antonio Brown on our bench for the first 6 weeks and not get tempted by the waiver wire?
Yeah, hey, if this was a best ball draft, I say it's not no brainer, but definitely more aggressive doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And however, it is a season long redraft where you have to, set your lineup every single week, and dealing with a 6-game suspension to open the season that's not great.
Yeah. I mean, we're hoping that the suspension is only 6 games. We're hoping that he's in shape and he doesn't have more transfer issues.
He's going to be in shape. He's going to be in shape.
And we're hoping that
Alexander Madison at 8:05.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's some.
Let's go. I
gotta say, man, some of this season long stuff is super soft, man. Like,
that's what I'm saying, Adam. I've been telling you this for years.
I know. The problem is whatever. I'm not gonna get into it now.
Okay, good.
But I'll say this: there's some egregious stuff that people do.
Gronk, 8 goes at 8:06.
Oh my God, Gronk! That some of these tight end picks, man.
Come on, AJ Green goes. Oh man! All right, on the clock is 8:07. We're at 8:09. Russell Wilson is a no-brainer here.
Yeah, we're gonna get him because the Pepper already has Mahomes and Irving already has Kyler Murray, so we're gonna get Russell Wilson here.
Boom.
Yeah, we have the best team. It's not even they shouldn't even play out this league.
They shouldn't play out the Football Guys Championship.
Just ship the $500K to us.
Yeah. They should start trying to hedge. They start sending odds. James White. Okay. James White goes at 8:07. On the clock is Irving. Irving already has a quarterback. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he has Kyler Murray. Yep.
Oh, he takes Tariq Cohen. Come on, guys. All right. Should we weight it down just to tilt the room?
No, they see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Russ is now on Team Sex, and now he's on Team Establish and Run also.
Bam. Nice. And we're picking quick on the turn. We have, I never mind taking like a guy like Tony Pollard here.
Yeah. I mean, we spent a lot of draft capital at running back already. We have 3 in the first 5 rounds.
Crowder is going to catch like 130 passes.
I know, but nobody's going to take him. His ADP is so low.
Right. There goes Marvin Jones.
You're way, and I agree with you. You're way higher on Ruggs than market. I really like Ruggs too. His ADP is 136. That's egregious.
Yeah, but I definitely lean away from him in season-long redraft a little bit. We might need to do we need to force a tight end here?
I'll go ahead and filter by tight end.
Not necessarily, but
yeah, these are not our. So my favorite one that I like, Fant, Hawkinson, Herndon, Ian Thomas would be my favorites. Fant's gone, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, tight end's looking pretty weak. I think maybe we should just I don't know. Jarwin, Doyle, Ian Thomas. How much do you believe in Ian Thomas, Adam?
I like Ian Thomas. I think Carolina is going to be awesome, just like you do. But I don't know if we need to take him here, do we? Oh, Hawkinson went too. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
So who do you like? Who do you like out of Herndon, Jarwin, and Ian Thomas? And Goddard. I'd throw Goddard into the mix there.
Yeah.
I think I would rank them.
Let's keep waiting. Let's keep
waiting on tight end.
Yeah, and then maybe come back and take 2 next time.
Well, who do you like? Because I don't think we need to force running back here necessarily. I mean, I'm fine with Pollard and Breida, but I like Zach Moss is actually my favorite running back on the board right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I would definitely take Pollard over him.
I like Zach Moss. Zach Moss has standalone value plus the injury upside, you know?
Josh Allen scoring 15 rushing touchdowns. How Zach Moss going to get?
Frank Gore had 18 carries from inside the 10-yard line last year. 18.
I don't mind forcing a tight end here. I do mind it, actually. I mean, there are a lot of good tight ends left. I mean, I think I like Ebron a lot, and I don't think go for a while.
That'll give Thorman a full boner if we wait and take Ebron.
Truly.
All right, we're on the clock. Slayton just went. Yeah, I would actually vote for Zach.
I would say Jamison Crowder.
Jamison Crowder. God, that's so many condoms, but
so many condoms. So many catches though.
Like, you think Crowder over Ruggs?
Crowder's condoms catch everything.
Yeah, I mean, this is
no, he's great for this format because he's gonna catch 100 balls.
Yeah, his ADP is 129, so this is a little early, I would say, but I'm okay with it. He's so many condoms, but whatever.
He's the highest rated dude in FFPC ADP. Yeah. Yeah, he's at the top of the board. Just take him.
Well, he's the top of our board, but yeah.
Oh, this is all loaded for our board?
Correct.
Okay.
Only up to the top 100, people should know. It's loaded.
That's right. That's fine. Hey, this is a format where you can start 4 receivers.
Correct.
Yeah, and you only need to start two RBs in that scenario. So.
Correct.
It's a lot of condom pick, but. I mean, he's going to have such a high floor. He's our wide receiver 5.
Can I get back to Zach Moss? You don't think Zach Moss has standalone value?
Yes. Yeah. We're above consensus on Zach Moss.
And you don't think if Devin Singletary gets hurt that Zach Moss is going to be like top 12, top 15
Don't try
RB?
to make me out to be an anti-Zach. We are above ADP on Zach Moss. It's just, I think we have a chance to get him in the next round.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Although we're going to need to start taking some tight ends pretty soon.
Yeah. Let's go through the tight ends here. Get some in the queue.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a bunch of good ones left. Or
Goddard, I like.
Left. Yeah.
Jarwin, I like. Ian Thomas, I like. Ebron, I like. Herndon, I like. Those would be my favorite 5. Goddard, Jarwin,
Irv
Ian
Smith,
Thomas.
I like
Irv Smith.
To some extent.
Jonnu. Yeah, I mean, that's 7 right there. And a lot of these people have already taken 2, so they're not going to be taken.
Okay, good.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 out of 12 teams already have 2 tight ends.
Wow. Good.
Antonio Brown just went.
Okay.
It's very aggressive.
Yeah, it's just a tough format for Antonio Brown. Because holding a dude on your bench for 6 weeks, which, I mean, I would say that at a minimum, that's probably was going to get, I don't know, at a minimum, I would say 4. But that would be an extremely good fortunate scenario for Antonio Brown, I think.
American Express, Matt Breida is off the board. Who's going to be this year's American Express, Evan? Will Fuller?
What?
Who is going to be this year's American Express? Don't leave your draft
without. I don't know. I don't know. I got to figure that out later.
Will Fuller.
We didn't even have a site until July 15th last year. You're already asking me questions that I was, answering in August last year. So I don't know.
That's true. It is amazing to think about it like that.
It is. It really is. I mean, we didn't have a site until July 15th, right?
Correct.
Or at least we didn't have content. I think we had a site up, but we didn't have content until July 15th. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, all you guys who are watching this have purchased a draft kit. We appreciate each and every one of you
Absolutely.
Very, very
much. And
feel
free, by the way, to shoot questions to Adam. Well, Adam is not as good at replying, but he does reply. And, I've been moving, so it's been really hard to be aggressive on Twitter recently, but I'll definitely be there to, reply to anybody's questions within the next couple of weeks, and I'm excited to do it. I love helping people.
Yeah, for sure. Hope you guys are enjoying the draft kit. The draft kit, we're trying to keep it organized in a way that you guys can find all the content. It's just hard because there's so much of it, but I think it's organized the way right now, specifically if you use the top nav or the draft kit content schedule, where you'll be able to find all the content. And I highly recommend you guys read all of Kareem's pieces about running backs. I think they've been really, really, really good. And I also think that what Brandon Thorne put out today about defensive lines was
what
awesome.
A great article, man.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. I mean, your football knowledge increases.
Yeah.
Brandon Thorne,
And the thing people don't realize, I say it all the time, like, it's not the analysis done on line play, offensive and defensive line, is so small compared to how much it impacts the game, which is so much. So I really do think it's one of like the biggest edges remaining, at least in real football and real football gambling, and also in fantasy and DFS to some extent, is understanding line play. And so like I knew the Redskins defensive line was good, but to see Brandon have them like 4th overall was like eye-opening for me. So yeah, I mean, Redskins have a nasty front, man. They could be a major funnel.
Yep. Oh, huge funnel because their back end is bad. I mean, Norman didn't work out really. They traded away Quentin Dunbar for nothing. He was their best corner the last couple of years. They're a definite funnel defense.
So Goddard and Jonnu both went at the tight end position. So we are down to Jarwin.
We are definitely going to have to go tight end here, I think, at 10:09 and 11:04. And our queue has 5 guys that I like. Blake Jarwin, Ian Thomas, Eric Ebron, Chris Herndon, Irv Smith. We need to get 2 of them. I think we're sort of in dire straits here.
Without Dak, I probably wouldn't want to take Jarwin since we already have Gallup and Amari. Like how many games are we going to be able to get production from Gallup, Amari, and Jarwin,
I think that some of it is almost like if one of those guys goes down, then we have Blake Jarwin and his opportunities will increase. There goes Marlon Mack. I mean, we're to the point in the draft where we don't necessarily need to make decisions based on our very early round picks, right?
Yeah.
Just be taking guys that we sort of believe in. And Blake Jarwin's going to make big plays. I think he's very inconsistent. Assuming that Amari, there goes Mike Williams, Chargers. Thank you. Awful pick this year. Mike Williams of the Chargers.
Even in a vacuum, I think it's really close. And I actually might prefer Ian Thomas to Jarwin.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to make this decision based on ADP. Oh, they're close. Blake Jarwin at 122.5, Ian Thomas 128.6. We're going to take Jarwin. We're going to have to make the decision based on ADP.
Yeah, but if you like, I think I like Ian Thomas better. I don't know.
Well, I think that Ian Thomas has more upside in a vacuum.
Yeah. Well, what about, did you hear the David Njoku to Dallas rumors?
Yeah, the Cowboys said they don't want him, right? Or they don't have no interest.
Yeah, still. Little smoke.
They just gave Jarwin a big deal. Big deal relative to a tight end, like a significant deal.
Yeah.
Carry-on goes. He's a solid pick in the 10th.
This is a 20-round draft, by the way, guys, but it does include kicker and defense.
We just went. Sony Michel, nice. Okay, we have to make these picks based off ADP, and
the ADP is only 6 places off. I would vote for Ian Thomas, but I'm fine with Jarwin too. It's just going to suck when if we start 3 Cowboys and we don't have Dak.
Starting a lot of Cowboys is not going to suck. Take Blake Jarwin, and then we get Ian Thomas at 11:04. And if we don't get Ian Thomas at 11:04, then you can kill me like you said you were going to do before.
Well, that's all right because we could take Ebron or Chris Herndon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fine. I took Jarwin, but I want to go on the record saying Ian Thomas, I think, will have better season than
Here's
Jarwin.
The thing. People hate Ebron so much that we actually get him in the 12th.
I agree with that.
And Herndon and Irv Smith also might be in play for us, I think, in the 12th. And I wouldn't mind just hammering off 3 tight ends here.
God, if we had Dak, we would have the actual nuts.
I know. But just wait till we take Dalton in the 20th. We just pick up Dalton off the waiver wire, man. What are you talking about?
I know. If Dak gets hurt, we're gonna have to spend every dollar on Dalton.
Yeah, we are. What a great fit he would be for us. Like Jarwin is our tight end one. Let's fucking go. Pollard goes.
Yeah, Sandman has 5 running backs already.
Zach Moss goes.
Zach Moss, great pick there. Great pick.
Levitan, season long aficionado, one of the 8th. I'll take him in the 8th round.
No, I wanted him in the 9th instead of multi-condom.
You know who would be a sick tight end 3 would be Jared Everett, because the Rams starting tight end would be a very nice pick as our tight end 3.
By the way, in these leagues where you only start one quarterback and there's a waiver wire, and Russ Wilson is so durable, I don't even think we need to take 2 quarterbacks, do you?
Lean no. Definitely lean no. Unless like a real screaming value falls to us.
Yeah. I mean, there's gonna be good guys like Stafford hasn't gone yet, I don't think. And
especially like when is the Seahawks bye? When is the Seahawks bye? We could look
I'll find out.
Wilson week 6, yeah. We should be looking into it, but it would have to be really, really late.
Somebody just took Devontae Freeman, who of course does not have a team yet.
He's being savvy. There goes Doyle. He's a fine pick. I mean, he could catch 60 balls, no problem, from Phillip Rivers. Thing is, he's going to gain 500 yards on his 60 catches and score 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, a lot of condoms on that Jack Doyle pick too.
A lot of hard hats. I wonder if these people listening think our jokes are as funny as we do. They keep coming back, right? So Ian Thomas is still there. Come on, baby. Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
If it comes back and we get Ian Thomas at 11:04, which we're on the clock here with at 11:02 right here.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do for me?
Yeah. Hand job.
Weren't you supposed to pop a bottle of champagne when you guys got Will Fuller? And
yeah. Evan promised champagne.
I don't have any champagne.
On the path here.
I don't have any champagne. I don't have any.
Next time.
Got the Ace of Spades bottle in there.
Yo, we got a bunch of good tight ends here that we could take. I mean, but I would definitely prefer Ian Thomas out of all these by far.
Yeah. I like Ian Thomas for sure.
Yeah, we got Ian Thomas, Eric Ebron, Chris Herndon, Irv Smith, all of them solid tight end 2 picks in the 11th. There was some sort of a delay in the draft because somebody picked somebody that they didn't mean to pick. Okay, Jerry Jeudy goes in the 11th or at 11. Oh, N'Keal Harry goes.
Whoa, what happened here? I lost my draft
I don't know
board.
what is going on here. Drew Brees.
Whoa. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. One more pick till us. Come on. Hoping for Ian Thomas here at 11:04.
I think people are going to debate Edwards-Helaire versus Eckler for sure.
I don't care.
I think that's interesting. I think it's an interesting debate,
you're
though.
investing in a way better offense that in Kansas City than Austin Eckler.
That's for sure.
And I think I actually have Eckler ahead of Edwards-Helaire in our rankings. I might need to change that. I like to make moves in our rankings based on when we're on the clock, when you're in the shit, what decision do you make? Yeah. So I think.
All right. Latavius Murray went. I think Ian Thomas is the right pick here.
Bang it. Bang, bang.
We've had a lot of picks here where we're running the card up to the commissioner. We're just not even hesitating.
Really.
Yeah.
This is way better than our first draft that we did last year. I got to go check on my kid.
Okay.
All right. I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah, I think um, I disagree with Evan a little bit about being able to start Cooper, Gallup, and Jarwin profitably on a week-to-week basis. But by getting Ian Thomas, I think we mitigate a bunch of that. We're in matchups where we think Dallas only scores, 21, 24 points, that we can go ahead and start Ian Thomas, and we can make a decision week to week based on how the season's going. But yeah, I like that I would have taken Zach Moss. Probably if it was up to me completely, I would have taken Zach Moss over Jamison Crowder and then started pounding wide receivers, because then we could have been done at running back if we would have taken Zach Moss over Jamison Crowder there and had 4. So maybe that's an interesting debate. And then the other thing, with stacking the Patrick Mahomes over Amari Cooper is at least interesting. But again, I think Patrick Mahomes stacks will be among the most popular stacks. But as you can see here, Hardman went really high, but Sammy Watkins has not gone yet, I don't think. But yeah, man, I mean, obviously the problem with Russ is that they don't let him cook, and if you watch the first half of Seahawks games, it's just infuriating because all they do is run the ball. But they get into these games like you saw, I think there was a Thursday night game last year where they play the Rams, and it just goes completely nuts. And in those game flows, Russ goes completely nuts, and Carson and Russ and Lockett can certainly have huge games. And I wouldn't be opposed to trying to find another stack if we can here, if it's Teddy Bridgewater with Ian Thomas, maybe we can get Robbie Anderson or Curtis Samuel or something like that too. Then we at least give ourselves a chance. If it turns out to be Carolina, that is this year's stack that you have to have, I'm not opposed to that whatsoever. So yeah, I was just talking to people, Evan, about the possibility, if we do take another quarterback, of trying to create a Panther stack with Teddy, Thomas, and Robbie Anderson and Curtis Samuel are both still on the board if we wanted to go that route, but I don't think it's necessary.
I think Curtis Samuel's a really I think he's a guy that I need to move up in our rankings. He is. What happens if Christian McCaffrey goes down? I think a lot of upside comes into play in that scenario. I think he's going to be really inconsistent if all the guys stay healthy, but usually all the guys don't stay healthy. And who knows what's going to happen now in this new offense, because he was a really high ADOT, low efficiency player with a really bad quarterback. And I don't know. I love him as a late round. Every day I warm to him as a late round pick.
Okay, so these rankings that you guys see now are no longer from our top 300. I'm going to go ahead and put some guys in the queue that are beyond the top 100 that I had originally put the rankings in for, and go ahead and put them in the queue here. Chase Edmonds is an option. We have Chase Edmonds, 121st in this format. I think we have Curtis Samuel, 131st in this format. I'll add him. Brandon Ayuk obviously benefiting from the possibility. There goes Eric Ebron. Brandon Ayuk benefiting from the injury to Deebo Samuel. Preston Williams, if healthy, I think is interesting. There goes your boy Gerald Everett.
Somebody's smart in this draft.
And Chris Herndon. Little tight end run here. It's good we got R2.
I know, man. And Ebron went.
It's okay. We have R2.
You only need to start one. I mean.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like Matthew Stafford is still available. I mean, that's insane. Chase Edmonds went.
I know it's gross, but Stafford is such a good pick that I wouldn't mind taking him in the 12th. As long as he has like a different buy than Russ and all that. I mean, he has to be like he has to like check every box.
Yeah. All right, I put some guys in the queue there. Let me know what you think of those
Matt
guys.
Ryan is still available.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of good quarterbacks still available. Whoa, there's a lot. let's not just don't even pull down the quarterback queue for like 4 rounds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Up here, we're on the clock at 12:06, and then we go on the clock at 12:09. This running back crop is just barren. Good thing we hammered that early, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we messed a lot of draft capital. I think we could use one more though.
We could, but
I think
what here, though.
Boston Scott already went. There goes Stafford.
These guys are bad picks though, that are like high up in the queue. I mean, oof.
Yeah, those are FFPC.
Yeah, I have them ranked based on FFPC ADP. Where do we have them in our actual ranks?
Yeah, I mean it's not pretty.
Not really. Yeah, they're pretty bad. We don't need to force a running back.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Yeah, it's getting really ugly everywhere. This is a fairly sharp room, I would say. No. Tight end, we still have some pretty good prospects here. Irv Smith, I think. I mean, why can't Irv Smith be the Vikings' number 2 receiver this year?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to Irv Smith. We do have 2 tight ends already, but
I know, but we're taking shots on tight ends though. We have no. I mean, we do have 2 tight ends, but our tight ends aren't anywhere. They're not proven guys. Blake Jarwin and Ian Thomas.
Yeah, I would vote for Curtis Samuel here.
Okay.
But I'm not opposed to another tight end.
I think we need to take Irv Smith, and I think we can get Curtis. Well, let's look at their ADPs. Irv Smith 144.8. Curtis Samuel 165.2. So hey, listen, if we come out of we're on the clock right now. Just take Irv Smith. We get him in the late 12th, and then we're going to take Curtis Samuel in the early 13th. Draft's been moving our way to this point.
Irv Smith is the pick. God, I can't believe like Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Daniel Jones, all available.
It's a pretty sharp room, isn't it?
I mean, it just reinforces that like waiting on quarterback. And if we weren't going for the stack, I would have said maybe we can pass on Russ, but
dude, we can't pass on Russ with Tyler. I mean, they have the best chemistry in the league, other than Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers and Julio Jones and Matt Ryan.
Yeah, definitely can't take any more tight ends. That's enough.
No, that's enough. Yeah, we're not even going to look in the tight end queue at all the rest of the draft.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel, Preston Williams, Brashad Perriman, Robbie Anderson would be my favorites at wide receiver.
Perriman is sort of tempting, isn't he? He definitely doesn't check any boxes in terms of continuity or rapport established, but I think he's a good player.
Yeah,
I think he's always been a good player. It's just he ran into so many obstacles early in his career. He's been good for 2 years now. Why don't you throw Michael Pittman into the queue?
Okay.
Just sort of down low. We're probably not.
We're going to need at least one more running back, I would say, if there's anybody that you like that's left.
Yeah, we're also to some extent doing like modified RB, zero RB. We're going with, we invested some serious up top draft capital in running backs that catch passes or have or have workhorse roles. But yeah, we're definitely going to have to take some shots on like Raquel Armstead. Maybe we should throw him into the queue. Again, I mean, I would say that the probability that Leonard Fournette gets cut is like 10%, but the possibility does exist.
Agreed.
A lot of these other guys are like third stringers or guys that, Penny coming off the ACL, Devontae Freeman not even signed by a team, Anthony McFarland, like Darrington Evans.
Yeah.
he's so small. Like I like him as a player, but he's so small. He just, even if Derrick Henry were to go down, I don't think that Darrington Evans coming out of Appalachian State as a 203-pound rookie, you know, compensatory 3rd-round pick rookie would just jump into that every down role. I mean, that's almost crazy to think.
We're almost on the clock here.
Oh my God, Adrian Peterson is still available?
Oh, God.
Lost a step.
All right, we're on the clock here. Sammy Watkins just went in the 13th round. That's pretty crazy. All right, my vote would be for Curtis Samuel, but I'm also okay with Brashad Perriman.
Yeah, same with me, but I think we sort of decided on Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Brashad Perriman could be the #1 receiver on his team.
Yeah, well, we did take Jamison Crowder 4 rounds ago. If we take Curtis Samuel, we would be able to take Teddy late and try to create something there.
All right, let's do that. Go for it. Feel very good about that. Out of all the Panthers receivers, returning receivers this year, Curtis Samuel played the most slot snaps. And I mean, who would be the slot receiver on the Panthers this year if the season started today? It wouldn't be Jay Moore. He's an outside receiver. Certainly wouldn't be Robbie Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
So Curtis Samuel could be playing in the slot. He could get touches out of the backfield, I think.
Yeah.
And if Christian McCaffrey were to go down, I think that Curtis Samuel's upside would it would become very, very high. And we just got him in the 13th round.
Yeah. Very late there for Curtis Samuel. Certainly a ton of talent.
Mm-hmm.
We now have 6 wide receivers, only 3 running backs. But I think that's okay.
That's okay. Again,
what do you
need to start 2?
Do you buy the narrative that Nyheim Hines will be the next for Phillip Rivers, Danny Woodhead, and neither do I.
Nope.
Like, you invested 1st-round capital in, or 2nd-round capital in Jonathan Taylor. You have Marlon Mack. Like, Nyheim Hines, it's just not it. But
running backs that I even like that are left. It's really, really rough out there. Really rough. Woo, it's bad.
Yeah. I put Armstead, Hines, and Evans.
Chris Warren is like in the Chris Warren is not in the league, and he's like one of the top 25 running backs left.
Yeah. And this is where typically, like that's why Corain made the point that like between round 7 and 10 is typically where you want to fill out your running backs. You don't want to wait to this range, ideally, if you can help it.
I know I said that we need to ignore tight ends last time, but OJ Howard and Dawson Knox are still both available.
Yeah. But what are we going to do with 4 tight ends?
I mean, we're definitely going to end up dropping one of the 3 that we've already drafted, probably. I mean, these are all guys that are going like tight end 16 or later.
Yeah.
So just throw OJ Howard into the queue. We don't even need to throw Dawson Knox, but let's throw OJ Howard into the queue.
OJ Howard is in the queue. Will Dustley, I see, is still alive.
This poor guy. A lot of good QB2s still left. A lot of good QB2s.
Oh my God, so many.
Do we have any good stacks with any of these guys?
Well, just Teddy.
Teddy, yeah, and he's way down the list.
Yeah, we can get Teddy with like our last pick.
Yeah, so many good quarterbacks left. Unsurprisingly.
What do you think about Chris Thompson's potential role?
No. Just doesn't have lead back upside.
Yeah.
I would rather take Raquel, I think.
Yeah. If Derrick Henry were to get hurt, what do you think the Titans would do?
Sign Carlos Hyde off the street or something like that. I mean,
Carlos Hyde signed with the Seahawks, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. Some guy who gets cut. Some guy's going to get cut.
You don't think it'll be Darrington?
He weighs 203 pounds. Like, he is the total misfit for that style of offense that they want to run.
Right.
I'm actually surprised they didn't have interest in Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
And if they had signed Carlos Hyde, think of what that would have done, irrationally to Derrick Henry's ADP.
Yeah.
Moved him to like the 1-2 turn, and we would have just hammered him. Just take him in every draft.
There goes Preston Williams. I'll go back to the draft board here. Sorry, I was off it. Yeah, I mean, this guy, Hurricane, got Matt Ryan as his starting quarterback in round 13, and he pairs it with Calvin Ridley. Like, I like that a lot.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Kudos to him.
And he seems like he's pretty sharp. I like all of his picks, actually. I like Boston Scott. I like Antonio Gibson. I like all of his picks. It seemed like a reach on Alexander Madison, but maybe he thinks Dalvin Cook's holdout is real. We talked about with Bill Barnwell that it's almost impossible for Dalvin Cook to gain anything by holding out. So I don't think that's the case. But yeah, I like this. I like he has Dalvin Cook too. So
Okay.
So yeah, I like Hurricane is obviously.
I understand the argument against handcuffing, but there are certain situations, especially if you believe in the RB2. See, this is a situation where I'm not sure that still not sure that I believe in Alexander Madison. He runs really hard, but how much better is he than Mike Boone? And they still have Amir Abdullah there, who I think had more targets than both of them last year, both Boone and Madison. I don't know. Armstead might be our next best. Yeah, actually, I think he's almost definitely our next best running back pick.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would say Naheem Hines, but in full PPR. But
I mean, let him say it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't buy the narrative. It's just a question of whether you think Hines is going to play all the passing downs or not. I don't buy the narrative that he's the next Eckler or Woodhead.
No.
But I could see him
playing. He's not going to help you. He's not going to help you. He's a third string dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not good. He's not very good at football. That's an issue. He's never been very good at football. He's a track athlete.
Paris Campbell, Anthony McFarland. Yeah, a lot of people are handcuffing this team. Took James Conner and then takes Anthony McFarland.
I mean, we have a lot of receivers. We have very few running backs.
Gio Bernard is still on the board.
I mean, Giovanni Bernard. I'm worried that he might lose his job to Trayvon Williams.
Yeah.
Is there another tight end that OJ Howard? Coming up here. Oh, we're next on the clock after this.
Yeah. I think we need to take a shot on a running back. I would say either Armstead, Hines, or Gio. For standalone value, I think it's Hines, but Armstead.
Standalone value. I don't care. In these rounds, I don't care at all about standalone value. I care about if Leonard Fournette gets cut in the 10% chance, Reichwell Armstead all of a sudden is elite, is the Jaguars' lead running back and maybe gets 15 touches a game.
Yeah. He catches no passes either, but whatever. All right. This is what happens when you wait until round 14 to get your fourth running back, but that's okay.
I don't give a shit about my RB4 anyways, because our starting lineup is going to smash everyone else in the league.
All right, so we have 6 picks left, and we'll use 1 at defense. We'll use 1 likely at kicker, and if you use our FFPC ranks, we do have our best projections in there for who's going to be each team's kicker and their ranking. So that leaves us with 4 picks for other positions. We only have 1 quarterback, which I'm fine with, but I kind of like the idea of taking Teddy late.
And we're going to. It's a matter of, can we time up where we want to take him with, when he's still going to be available. And from the looks of things, he's going to be available for a long time.
Oh yeah. OJ Howard just went.
Yeah. That would have been nice to get him at 1504, but
we could still get Brashad Perriman here, which I think would be pretty nice.
Yes. I think that he is our number 1 target here. I don't mind the idea of taking Jalen Samuels very, very late. Maybe 19th round, something like that. If he's still, assuming he's still there. Could Jamal Williams get traded? I mean, even if he gets traded, like, I don't really want Justin Jackson after the Chargers drafted Joshua Kelly.
Mhm. Is this the first FFPC you've done this year?
No. Nope. Did one with Noah Rudell.
Oh yeah, I know Noah. Yeah.
Yeah, we had an unbelievable draft. We crushed. I mean, I think we're doing well here too.
Yeah, so do I.
Yep.
I like this guy, the Hurricane team. I don't know who that is, but I like it. There goes Naheem Hines. Last pick of the 14th round.
Because I know you wanted him, so I'm glad that he went.
Al Lazard's an interesting pick. Definitely the favorite to be the number 2 wide receiver opposite Devontae Adams.
Yep. Very interesting. Although that position has not been productive for quite a while. But still, I mean, I don't mind keep going back that well. Especially as late as those guys are valued according to ADP.
Yeah, I mean, Deshaun Jackson, obviously, with the extremely outrageous statements today, but
I haven't even read him yet. I've been moving, and
yeah,
all I've seen is reaction to him. So
all right, we're on the clock here. Should we take Perriman?
I heard it's really bad. Yeah.
T. Higgins, Kenny Stills, Deshaun Jackson, Hunter Renfrow, John Ross. I like, but yeah, I think it's Perriman. All right,
Take him.
Nothing like 2 Jets wide receivers. You love to see it. Hey Blair, what's
Blair
up?
wants to say hi.
Hi.
How do you like the new house, Blair? You like it?
Oh, here. We're gonna put these on. Here, I'll unplug this.
Hi.
How do you like the new house?
Oh, I can't hear. Just tell him how much. Tell him if you like the new house. Put those in.
Hey, can you hear me?
The new house.
You like it?
A lot or a little?
A lot.
Good.
Are you helping unpack or what?
Down there.
It's done.
Oh, it's done. All right. Well, listen. Our draft is almost over. We only have like 4 more rounds, so I'll come watch another one down there with you when I'm done. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
Can we sit?
Yeah. Sure. You can. All right. So where are we at here? You took Perriman?
We took Perriman. People are starting to take defense and kicker. San Francisco and Butker just went.
Are you sharing your screen?
No. I didn't know how to do that.
I don't either.
T. Higgins, Kenny Stills, Deshaun Jackson, despite the comments today, Hunter Renfrow. I still think John Ross has it in him if he gets
I
time.
do too. It's just the opportunity is like he's like the 4th receiver right now, it looks like.
Andy Isabella should be playing ahead of Larry Fitzgerald.
Whoa. No. Future Hall of Famer, Larry Fitzgerald.
Jalen Hurd, team preseason.
Hey. Put him in the queue.
Jalen Hurd.
That's the kind of guy when you watch like a guy like Nelson Sousa or a lot of people that have had success in these drafts. Just like a lot of people go and study, CSU Rams lineups or whatever in DFS or these guys in the last 16, 17, 18, 19, 20th round, they're taking guys that have no floor at all.
Oh yeah.
know that there's a high likelihood that they could drop but do have upside. And Jalen Hurd, like that is Jalen Hurd. You know, that defines Jalen Hurd.
Oh yeah, there's value in not being tied to a guy in week 1 and week 2 when the waiver wire runs.
Exactly. Yeah, no, and not being tied. That's a really, really good point that we should probably emphasize more in the late rounds of these drafts, especially like deeper drafts, like a 20-round draft, and we're starting a lot of guys, and we have deeper benches, and we're only starting one quarterback. We only need to start one running back. We only need to start we only need to start one tight end. We only need to start 2 running backs. We have a lot of flexibility because there's 2 flex spots. Using these last few picks on dart throws is, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, of course. A lot of kickers and defenses going here. We've already seen Butker, Justin Tucker, Will Lutz, Greg Zuerlein all go. We've already seen San Francisco, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, New England defense all go. And based on some of the stuff that Leone did, he did find that if you can identify the top kickers and defenses, which is difficult to do, but if you can, there's actually a pretty big edge to reaching for them a bit. So I don't think Butker and Tucker are as egregious as maybe some people might think. But yeah, once you get into like the middle of the kickers and defenses, it's just there's like
it's just a results oriented position, I think, And
yeah, but Butker and Tucker are like so likely to be among the leaders.
Well, right, because they play in the best offenses in the
right. Yeah. I mean, Lutz and Zuerlein, I would not.
Yeah, no, it's just like strength of schedule or like wide receiver cornerback matchups. They matter at the extremes.
Yeah,
and you don't want to have a terrible kicker. You would love to have a great kicker, and Butker and Tucker tend to be great kickers. But I think we can find a fine kicker, in the 19th through the 20th.
If you believe at all Joe Mixon's holdout threats, Gio Bernard remains on the board.
Gio was terrible last year. That's my biggest thing. Like, could he get cut? I don't know what he has left. They did Travion Williams and Rodney Anderson in the 2019 draft.
Daddy,
and
I'm
yes.
a crybaby.
Okay, go for it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's certainly been rumors on Gio Bernard that he could be a cap casualty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're 2 picks away here.
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely don't have to take Teddy yet. We can still get him later.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's look at this quarterback room. What's left here?
There's so much.
Yeah, there's so much. Gosh, man. Love Garoppolo. What do you think about the someone just took Jalen Hurd?
They're listening.
Come on.
We're not even streaming live. No, we're not even streaming live.
They literally took him 1 pick before us.
Daddy, I want to play that game.
All right, we're on the clock here.
Blair says she wants to play fantasy football this year.
Okay, who does she like between John Ross, Kenny Stills, and T. Higgins?
No. We're not taking any of those guys.
We can take Garoppolo.
Yeah, let's take Garoppolo. His bye isn't until week 11. I mean, that's fine. It's a deep league.
The problem is we miss on the Teddy stuff that we liked.
I don't care. Garoppolo's a better pick anyways.
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo, he's handsome.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, he's ours. Dude, this team Sandman didn't take a quarterback until round 15, went with Daniel Jones.
Hey. Well, he's going to struggle in the first few weeks, though, isn't he?
I have a sour thing, and I'm going to eat it.
He needs to go to bed.
Carlos Hyde goes.
Man, would have loved Jalen Hurd.
All right, a few picks away here. What do you like?
Hopefully, we start a little bit of a quarterback 2 run here. Well, actually, there's not that many good quarterback 2s left. When you look at it, Goff, Cousins, Locke, Darnold, Rivers, Minshew, Carr. I mean, I don't want any of those guys in my quarterback 2 really. Anyways, Goff would have been fine, I guess, but not really any of the other guys. So I like the Garoppolo pick. We're looking at here, looking at some running back depth.
We have Matt Gay as the number 5 kicker. Tampa Bay's kicker.
Well, they're going to live in the red zone. I mean, their defense can be really, really good. They're going to not give the ball to the team. Yeah, let's take Matt Gay. Are we? I thought they signed someone else.
Yeah, they signed Elliott Fry.
You have to do like actual kicker research for leagues like this, and I honestly I haven't done any.
Yeah, I mean Matt Gay was rookie in 2019. They signed Elliott Fry off waivers from the Panthers. I think it could be pretty valuable though.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm very good with Matt Gay. Very good with him.
All right, so we're gonna have
for guys that you're looking at, as an actual kicker. But go ahead. Sorry.
We're gonna have 3 picks here left. One will obviously be used on defense. I think our strategy on defense is to find one that we like their matchups early in the season and then stream from there.
Okay.
Daddy.
I'll go ahead and put in some defenses that I think we have without looking at their schedule, but these are the defenses that we have. Patriots, Steelers, Ravens, all gone. Bills, 49ers, gone. Chiefs, Bears, Saints. I do like having the Chiefs defense.
We have made 17 picks so far. Quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo. Love it. Running backs, Alvin Kamara, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chris Carson, Raquel Armstead. We're thin, but I mean, it's not like we're gonna ignore the waiver wire, and we're strong up top. So I dig that. Wide receiver, we're loaded. Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Michael Gallup, Will Fuller, Jamison Crowder, Curtis Samuel, Brashad Perryman. Tight ends, we are we're kind of hoping. Blake Jarwin, Ian Thomas, Irv Smith, kicker Matt Gay. We need to get a defense, and I don't know. I really like this draft so far.
I'd love to get the Chiefs defense. I mean, when you put so much pressure on the other team to score, they drop back so many times. They try to force things. It creates a lot of turnover situations.
If we can get them in the 18th, let's just take them.
Yeah.
I want to say their schedule is nice too.
I believe they start with the Chargers, but I'm not sure.
That would be fine with me. Texans, a lot of sacks. Week 2, Chargers. Can't use them against the Ravens. Can use them against Cam/Jared Stidham. Can use them against the Raiders. Definitely can use them against Josh Allen. Let's go. 18th round.
Oh, Jalen Samuels went. Somebody was listening to you there too. This draft actually went relatively fast. It looked like it's only going to take 2 hours. Oh, Bridgewater went. Team Teddy.
Whatever. I mean, our only potential stack with him was Curtis Samuel, right?
And we
Oh,
have Ian Thomas.
Yeah. We got a better QB2 than Bridgewater. I mean, Garoppolo's first few weeks are probably gonna. I mean, his schedule is so soft to start the season, like his first 5 or 6 games, that we're gonna be tempted to play him over Russ. We're gonna have to play Russ. Let's look at Russ's opening schedule. Week 1 at Falcons. Oh baby, in the Dome in Atlanta. Week 2 Patriots. You might actually have to start Garoppolo over. Oh, looking at this stuff. Oh yeah, Garoppolo week 2 goes at the Jets. I don't think that's intimidating at all. Seahawks week 3 go home against Dallas. Matt 37-34. Week 5, Dolphins. Yep, giddy up. Yeah, great opening schedule for the Seahawks. We probably won't even need Jimmy Garoppolo, but he could still come in handy, especially in week 2 when the Seahawks have to play the Patriots.
Maybe in hindsight, maybe we should have taken Latavius Murray as our RB4, protect against Kamara and get some standalone value, but he went pretty late. He went in the 11th round. The Young Ho Koo is off the board.
Uh-oh. And there's like sort of a small silent movement. It's become silent because I think that they've realized that they're wrong against the SOS, against the strength of schedule, and examining, hey, but I mean, we know how much that matters just from playing DFS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on a week-by-week basis, trying to look ahead, it's just, and we're not trying to look ahead to like, I think the people that look ahead to like the fantasy playoff schedule are crazy. Like that's so far out. So many guys could get injured by then, turning a defense from good to bad generally. And but I think that looking at the first few weeks from a strength of schedule standpoint has a chance to be really highly beneficial. We benefited a lot from that, especially from going really hard on Dak Prescott last year. He had such a great opening schedule, crushed it, and was one of the best quarterback picks in all of fantasy.
Yeah, and people would say, hey, you can't project year-over-year stickiness in defenses, but I mean that's our job, is to project year-over-year defenses just like offenses, So I think there's some merit in the early season stuff for sure.
Yeah. So maybe if you're against it, maybe play another game. World of Warcraft, or I don't even know what that is, but play that.
I think producer Paul is in the World of Warcraft seats. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry, Paul. Sorry.
No, he's in the simulation. He's in the Madden Sims.
Don't want to have the books listening to. They don't need to know.
All right. 2 picks away from getting the Chiefs defense. Then we can round it out with a couple just swing for the fences picks.
Adam, do you care about finishing up? I gotta attend to my daughter.
No, I'll finish up. I'm gonna take some absolute home runs. All right. Evan's out. We'll see you for the podcast later this week.
Absolutely, man. I'm really looking forward. Coaching changes, right?
Coaching changes. We'll talk again.
Thanks, Paul.
No problem, buddy.
All right, guys. Later.
All right, going solo here for the last 2 rounds. I don't have any listener questions though. I think this draft went reasonably well. There's so much unique stuff about FFPC. Like I don't want people to like draft like this for their home league. It's unique because it's $500K for first, $30K for second. It's unique because there's thousands of teams and you need to get to the top of that to win the real money, to win the 500. So much of stacking and correlation comes into play from that. And then you throw in the tight end premium, which, I mean, really drives people crazy. I mean, if you look at our top 300, we have a math-based way to incorporate the tight end premium. But I think a lot of people you see like really reaching the Gronk stuff, and Higbee and Henry so high, Hayden Hurst so high, Hooper, Fant and Hawkinson in the 8th. Like, that stuff is, I think, overreaching a bit at the tight end position. But, from that, we got stuck into a spot where we have to hope that one of these guys, Jarwin, Ian Thompson, or Smith, works out. Yeah, we'll see. All in the game. Let's see what teams I like here. Let's see here. I definitely think this guy is thoughtful. Hurricane. I know I said that before. I'm not saying I love his team that much, but he's definitely been thoughtful through the draft. And I certainly have respect for people who are thoughtful. All right, we have 2 picks here left. T. Higgins, Kenny Stills, John Ross, Andy Isabella in the queue. I wish I could find like a running back who's like one injury away from just Yeah, I mean, Josh Jacobs' backup situation, if he were to go down, I think would be some mix of Richard and Bowden, but God, my boy Mike Boone, hashtag team preseason. All right, we're on the clock here.
Our Laird and Saviors is still out there.
Producer Paul, our Laird and Savior. No, we're not taking our Laird and Savior. You know what? I'm just going to go with bet on talent. And the best guy, I think, best talent we have left on the board here is John Ross, former #1 overall pick, played so well last year. And, they took T. Higgins high. But I still think they're going to give John Ross some chances. So I'm going to go ahead and take John Ross here. Our Laird and Savior. God. ADP of 348.3. Just a slap in the face to the Laird and Savior. Mo Sanu is a mini condom, but probably a fine pick. This team has a lot of Patriots. Sony, Damian Harris, Mo Sanu.
That guy looks like dead money to me. Miles Sanders first round. You're not high on Godwin. I trust your opinion on that. Zach Ertz reaching too early on a tight end who actually has a #2 as competition. Like, this guy just threw $350 away. I'm sorry, whoever. I don't know what his name is, but
his name's Irving.
Yeah, sorry, Irving.
Sorry, Irving. Producer Paul doesn't like the squad. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, this is so when you use 3 picks, your first 3 picks on running backs and 4 of your first 6, I don't love going ahead and taking 3 more here. But in this format, and this is the most running back heavy format that you probably could possibly play in, just because of the double flex, the capability to start 4 running backs. Yeah, I mean, this guy, Singletary and Moss, as kind of the handcuff, some standalone value there, and then only 2 other running backs here. Doesn't take another one until Adrian Peterson. I like these builds where you take just a few. I kind of wish that we would have taken Latavius over Jamison Crowder here, or Latavius over Jarwin here, and then we would have had to take Armstead. But in these like actively managed season-long leagues, like a lot of these guys are just gonna be gone. If you look at the team that I final table of Scott Fishbowl with, like I had a ton of terrible picks late. Pringle and Balaj, and I don't even know what else. But when you grind the wire, like being able to release these guys is a good thing. Obviously, we hope to hit a Waller or something like that late, but it's just really, really unlikely. All right, coming down to the last round here. Mike Boone went. Obviously, hashtag team preseason. If you follow at all, you know Mike Boone very well. Mike Boone, if he had the Dalvin Cook role, I swear he would be in the Pro Bowl. I mean, it's crazy how much of NFL, especially at the running back position, comes down to opportunity. You know, like you give Mike Boone Ezekiel Elliott's role, like it's just a total smash. You give Mike Boone, you give Tony Pollard Ezekiel Elliott's role, you give Mike Boone Dalvin Cook's role, it's just an absolute smash. I do like our kicker and defense combo, assuming that Matt Gay is able to win the job. Tom Brady obviously does not turn the ball over in the red zone. Create a lot of opportunities. Yeah, T. Higgins versus John Ross. Maybe that's a mistake. I think it's hard to say with no offseason program, but you can probably project at some point in the season, probably pretty early, T. Higgins is going to play ahead of John Ross. But man, when John Ross had chances last year, and I know a lot of it was garbage time. I know a lot of it was bombs, but that's what he does. And now you bring in Joe Burrow. I know it was with AJ Green out, but still. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Isabella here. And, like the things with guys like Isabella this early, it's only July 7th. You don't know what's going to happen with injuries, with even depth chart stuff. Like I could see in 4 wide sets, I could see in 3 wide sets somehow Isabella working his way in there, but certainly in 4 wide sets, and Arizona led the league last year in 4 wide sets. So I like taking a shot here on Isabella. And if there's an injury, Benjamin, interesting pick. Benjamin's going to compete with Chase Edmonds for that backup role to Kenyon Drake. Expect Chase Edmonds to win it, but certainly not out of the realm of possibility for Eno. I know a lot of the draft guys, a lot of the quote unquote film grinders liked Eno's pass catch ability. I think there's like some like the season long guys don't like when you like show their teams or something. I don't know. Like you guys know me, I don't play much a ton of season long. I play almost primarily DFS, where I think that you can if you have a smaller edge in DFS, which obviously you do compared to some of the stuff we've seen here, but you can extract it so many more times. So, this is one $350 league, obviously in DFS, you can play hundreds and thousands of leagues each week. But anyways, I think there's like some etiquette the season long guys don't like people seeing like their teams. But, fuck them. All right, 3 picks left in this draft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, nine wide receivers is probably one more than I'd like to take. But again, these picks down here are just whatever. I hate getting into this range here. We probably should not have let our RB4 get into this round 14 range. It should have been somewhere up here. Probably should have been Latavius or Pollard or Darrell Henderson or something like that here. Breida. Because there's still good wide receivers all through here. All right, Larry Fitzgerald, Mr. Irrelevant, is the Los Angeles Rams defense. Our draft is complete. Final board here. I like this team, man. Came out of a couple of drafts that we did last year on stream that I thought we made some pretty egregious mistakes. I think this year we could, if I could, I would take a couple of things back, maybe from a strategy perspective, Mahomes here, maybe Latavius or another running back here, and maybe going for a Teddy stack here where we have Ian Thomas, we have Curtis Samuel already makes sense. But I do agree with Evan that Garoppolo's at least median expectation is far higher than Teddy's, but I do like Teddy a lot this year. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in to this live stream of this $350 FFPC draft. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet at us, to shoot us an email in support. But that's going to do it. For Evan, for Blair, his daughter, who you saw on the stream, for producer Paul, who wanted us to take our Levitan Savior, I am Adam. Good luck, everybody.